Okay, here we are. I hit the wrong button apparently. Um, we are live, as it says, and I swear I don't know what the deal is with YouTube because once again, the one I have up over there says that it'll be live in 2 hours. So I don't know why that is saying that, but I'll see if I can figure out. Because it looks like what I see over in the chat, if folks are not seeing it. Well, it says that it's live, so maybe it is. Okay, I see some, we got some comments over there in the chat with YouTube. Are you seeing the live screen at the live feed over there, guys? It looks like we lost it.
I got bumped off, Dave, and then it come back on, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, it looks like we lost Russ as well too. So somebody over there, Kevin Harder, if you are you seeing the stream over there?
I am not seeing the stream on the video.
I'm seeing it on the YouTube. Yes, I've got my laptop going.
Okay, well let me.
It's not on YouTube. At
least I'm looking at it on YouTube on mine.
Okay, all right. Let me go to a different.
Okay, yeah, well, it's there. It must have.
There it is. I see it. It's a different one. There's two live YouTubes.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Something about because what I do is I set this up with StreamYard, and it goes through the restream, and then I waited a few minutes, and then one pops up in YouTube. So that's the one that I edit.
Let me hang on a second. Let me send everybody over here. We're live here.
Well, a lot of people have found it without. I guess I'm going to quit entering anything in there at all because I didn't bother putting the link because we've had trouble with this. This is like 3 weeks in a row. I mean, we get it straightened out. We find YouTube, but I don't know what the deal is. Why it never seems to start up the one that I put all the information in. But anyhow, we're here. We've got some comments. Welcome, everybody. There's Mervyn Shoemaker, Kevin Harder. There's Gary Brady. Well, I'm not sure how you say his last name. Ron Cleveland. We do have some folks over there on. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? Watching over there on Facebook.
Benji Long, David Crook, George Puckett, Greg Euler, Harry's Place, Kevin Harder, Lyle Foyt, Mike Haichu, Mervyn Shoemaker, Raymond Dixon.
Don, you may want to try just refreshing your screen over there because if you're getting audio, you probably just need to refresh the screen.
Rob Schuster, Wood Bucket, Troy Pritchard, and others.
We got lots of folks, and I guess I'm going to get this YouTube thing figured out one of these days. I swear, I think I'm doing it right, and then for some reason it doesn't work. And now I've got to get Javi to talk and fill in some time while I copy and paste.
Okay, that's
because I've got stuff. I had links in the description for stuff. And of course, now they're not there.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the one, the only Dave Gatton, CNC with Dave Gatton. And we're glad you found your way over here. Pardon us for our technical difficulties. It seems that the streaming service we have creates a second YouTube, and every now and then it's sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, we also had Russ Meadows joining us tonight, and I don't know what happened to him. So Russ, if you're out there in the chat, just hit that link again, and you should be able to come right back in.
Yeah. And I'm going to grab a couple of batteries. Be right back.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, we get off to a bumpy start, but we're here and we're going. Jeremiah Brown's over there on Facebook. Glad you're watching, Jerry. And I did get your email. Jerry just apparently completed an entry for the ridiculous stepper motor knob challenge. So I'm going to be talking about that here in a little bit. We've got, that's Johnny, I believe, out there. I think you're in California, I think, right, Johnny? Dave Clemens. We got Jeff Connor. Yeah, that might explain some of the problems. Rockin' Woodworks. Hello, Eloy. How you doing? Anyhow, we're going to get all the bugs worked out of this thing if it kills us. So let me see if I can get these links pasted over here right quick. I think I can do it while we're live here. We will see. Let's see if it will let me do it here. Yeah, looks like it will. Okay, now of course
connect my headphones.
I don't know if they'll be showing up when I mention that there's a link down below. I don't know if you'll be able to see them without refreshing your screen since I've added that. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to refresh this one. Yep, and they're there now. So I've got some links that I'm going to be talking about here in a little bit. Okay, well, I've only wasted 10 minutes. Sorry, I apologize for the bumpy start. And then we've lost somebody else. Then we've lost Jim again. Okay, there he's trying to come back. All right, there we go. We're going to get this all figured out. All right, so anyhow, I wanted to welcome everybody that's joining us tonight, as well as my panel guests. We've got Javi, my lumberjack guy. And we've got Landis Stute is back from Virginia tonight. Thanks for coming back, Landis. And last but not least, we have Mr. Jim Senecola, all the way from Michigan. And like I said, we had Russ Meadows from Texas, but I don't know what happened. I think his connection is a little bit iffy, he said. So maybe when he gets that all cleared away, he'll be back. But anyway, I just wanted to remind everybody, unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that we've got the Florida hurricane. Well, I guess it's not necessarily the Florida hurricane, but Hurricane Dorian. They're saying now it's going to make a right turn and head up the coast, which may make it worse might make it better for Florida, but may make it worse for Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina and stuff like that. So I think I'm way far enough inland this time that won't get anything but a little much needed rain.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so everybody keep those folks, if you got friends and family in Florida, or anywhere really on the East Coast like that, near the coastline, keep them in your thoughts, because it could get a little hairy come. When is it supposed to get up there? About Monday morning?
Monday evening, Tuesday morning.
Okay.
And again, that's up for grabs, because if it slows down, it could be as late as Wednesday. But
okay, I got you. There's Russ. Looks like he's.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to stay a while.
That's all
There you
right,
go.
buddy. Just like I said, if you drop out, just hit that link again. As soon as I see you down there, I'll open the door for you and let you back in.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay, let's see. Johnny said he's in Goodyear, Arizona, to narrow it down. So, okay. I was for some reason I was thinking he was in California. We got Dave Mack, Rob Schuster, Leo Steger, bunch of folks. Thank you. We got even another Texan in the house here on Facebook. How you doing, Michael? He says, "Who are these people?" Got Sawdust Maker, Richard McIntosh. How you doing, Richard? Good to see you on here. Haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, I want to remind everybody that we have, like I said, Jerry just finished his video for the ridiculous stepper motor knob challenge. So I wanted to remind everybody that that is currently going on from now to all the way through October 4th. I'll be announcing the winner or winners on the Saturday show, October the 5th. So if you want to get involved with that, one thing you can do is make a ridiculous stepper motor knob, such as what you see right here.
That's great.
This was one of them. I've got several ideas, and I've already got another one programmed, but I haven't gone out there and made it yet. But I'm trying to give some folks some inspiration. But the only rules is that it has to be, well, first of all, it has to be ridiculous. I think that's pretty obvious. The second thing, it has to be where it will spin on your a stepper motor. And then it also, if you look at the little picture-in-picture there, it also has to work as or function as a knob to turn when you have your power off. So that was just trying to give some folks some inspiration. So if you get out there and shoot a short video, show a little bit of it made on your CNC, whether it be a CNC router, laser, or even a 3D printer. And then you can email your video link to the email shown on the screen. And I'll add it to the playlist. Jerry said when he sent that, I just got his email a while ago. When he sent it, he said he was off to make another one. So I haven't even looked at the video he sent me because he sent it just a minute ago. So I don't know what that was about. But knowing Jerry, it'll be something pretty good. Yep. And I also forgot to ask, every time I do one of these shows, the folks that are here on my panel say that they would like to see the comments. And I always say, that's been a big, and when I say comments, I'm talking about here right in the StreamYard page. And, of course, I can see them. But the StreamYard folks, I watch they do a town hall live stream every Sunday, 9 o'clock my time. And last week when I watched it, they said that they will be releasing that this week. So I don't know.
Excellent.
I don't know if y'all are seeing it yet. I can't tell because your screen looks different than mine. They're supposed to be adding that. So
actually. Wait a second. No, I'm sorry. That's YouTube. Too many screens open. No, I still don't see it here, or the option. But
well, I know they said. Let me double check here because I know they said they were going to make it an option where the host or me would be able to turn it off or on. And I've been looking for a little switch, but I don't see one. So I am assuming that they have not added it yet. So
yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet. I have to have Facebook and YouTube open just to catch the comments separately.
Yeah, well, I know that's been pretty high on their priority list because everybody has been asking for that. They want and of course, some folks say, well, we don't want our guests, if you're interviewing somebody, you don't want them distracted by seeing those comments. So they're going to make it where the host can either turn them on or turn it off. So, but anyway, for this kind of show, it'd kind of be nice if you guys could see them just like I do. The Facebook and he says, who's monitoring the Facebook chat? Well, I don't know if anybody's looking at the Facebook chat. I'm seeing the ones that come through here on StreamYard.
I am, but you'll see them as well because it's through StreamYard.
So I don't know whether he was trying to alert us to a troll or not, maybe. But anyhow, one other thing I want to mention is that we also, the next live drawing for the license plate guitar giveaway is going to be the third Saturday, which is September 21st. And this is the guitar that I'll be giving away next. And like I always say, it currently has a North Carolina plate on it, but if you want a different plate, you can go to the website and look at the pictures of all the plates I have. And if you pick out a better one or, from your state or whatever, I'm happy to swap it out for you. So if you want to enter that, this is why I had to have those links down below. If you want to enter the drawing, there'll be a link below. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, down in the show description, there will be a link for that. So anywho, here we go. And I also want to mention too, I posted something on Facebook, I think a couple of different times, but I'll mention it here since we have a lot of folks in the chat. I am still looking for 1, 2, or 3 people who have recently completed their Gatton CNC build who would like to come on this show as a panel guest and have a discussion about your experience building that machine. Talk about what was easy, what was hard, what could be better, all that kind of stuff. And so far I've gotten no takers. So I would love to have some folks,
Camera shy.
Yeah, yes, everybody's camera shy. And I do want to mention too that see, we got Barbara Demon in the house. Just moved down to Milton, Florida. Jerry's Machine in the house. How you doing, Jerry?
Nice.
Lots of folks over there. But yeah, with this new type format, this is all a web-based. This isn't software I had to download or you have to download or a plug-in or anything. It's just, well, Russ, this is your first time here on the show. How easy was it to join this stream?
Basically, just click the button and it checks your mic and stuff, and you're ready to go after that. No, you don't really have to do anything. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get across to folks that might think they don't have enough. Well, I don't have a good enough computer, or this or that. You could even actually. A laptop or a desktop is probably the preferred method, and especially if you can be hardwired, straight up to your router or to your internet, so that there's, not using Wi-Fi. But Wi-Fi does work, and you can even use your phone, tablet, different kind of things like that. Like I said, I would love to have, 1 or 2 or 3 folks that have recently completed their build and come on the show and kind of talk about their experience with it. So,
well, on that same note, before you get started any further, I am actually on the Wi-Fi at the present time, and it did tell me that hardwire is better. And as far as using your phone, I can use my mobile hotspot on the phone, and I didn't seem to have a problem when I tried it before. So any of those ways would work.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jim, are you on Wi-Fi as well? Okay, yeah. See, that's what I mean. Obviously, a hard connection, hardwired connection is better than the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi, even though you may think you have strong Wi-Fi, it may go in and out, whereas the other connection won't. But you don't have to have. My point is, you don't have to have some super fast.
Absolutely not. When I'm on the homestead, Dave, I have a computer. I use Wi-Fi with my hotspot on my phone, and sometimes it's only 1 or 2 bars, and while it's not the best connection in the world, I never lose you.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much with this service. It's really good.
I'm just clicking through some of the comments here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's over there on Facebook, and he says, my first one, he's talking about his stepper motor knob. My first one, I'm making another right now. So can't wait to see what that guy comes up with, because, anybody's got a disco ball above their CNC machine, it's got to make a crazy motor knob. All right, let's go ahead and get started talking about what I had planned on talking about tonight. First of all, in case you missed it, I did a little video the other day about lasers. I kind of ran an informal test with running the same program with my JTech photonic laser, which works very well, against that very inexpensive Ox laser that I purchased about 2 months ago for about 1/4 of the price of the JTech. And if you saw the video, you saw that I posted some photos side by side, and didn't really reveal which was the left one, the Ox laser, or was the right one, the Ox laser. And it was really kind of interesting, because I got all kinds of comments. When I looked through the comments, it was probably about 50-50. Some people thought the cheap one was on the left. Some people thought it was on the right. Some people thought that, on the outline text, it was one way, and on the bill, it was the other way, and all that. But anyway, I've actually got the pictures that I showed, and I don't know how good these are going to show up. I'll try to blow them up here. This is the exact thing I used in the video. So, and if it may be kind of iffy, but I'll take a quick poll from my panel. Which side do you think was the inexpensive Ox laser, and which side do you think was the JTech?
I think the Ox laser is the one on the left.
All right, we got 1 vote for the left.
That's where I think left. Yes.
Okay, 2 for the left.
Well, the nice dark one is the one on the right. So I'll also agree with the other 2. The Ox laser is the one on the left. Maybe right. like it matters.
Yeah.
I'll say the right. I'll say the right just to be different.
Okay. Well, there's some folks in the chat that are saying the right as well. So now here's the other one where I did the fill.
They look the same to me.
Yeah, they're pretty darn consistent. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they're not all the same, but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to do that, and I got kind of the results, as far as when I say results, the comments that were put on that video. And again, here live on the show that it's pretty much the same thing. Some people say it's the right, some people say it's the left. Well, I kind of figured that the conclusion would be that there's not a whole lot of difference. You know, the $90 or $89.99 ox laser did a pretty good job, you know, and it's really hard to tell the difference. In fact, if I hadn't have marked the cardboard on the back, I probably wouldn't be able. I was afraid I'd set them down and then I'd go, wait a minute, which one's which? So that's the only way I can tell. But you can see here we get, you know, ox on the right. He's saying right side, right side. See, a lot of vote. Now here's one ox on the left. Obviously, it stands firm on maybe. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I used to be indecisive like you too, Hobby, but I'm not so sure anymore.
There you go.
But
by the way, Dave, I just checked. Obviously, you don't care about Periscope, but Twitch, it still says we'll be starting soon. It doesn't. Apparently, it's for some reason or another, it's got the old one on. It's not live on Twitch.
yeah, it is because I'm looking at it right now.
It is. Oh, wait a second. I just saw the beginning.
No, I don't see it on Periscope.
Okay.
No, yeah, it is too. I just don't have. I'm not playing it. But yeah. Yeah, I think, like I said, it doesn't matter because nobody's watching over there anyway. I just have those accounts, and you're able to stream everywhere, so I just did. But anyway,
here we go.
This is the. I don't know if I can hold that up. I don't know if you can see it any better. Let me do this. I can get it right there. And of course, these aren't side by side now, but this one here was done with the ox laser. And for those of you who were looking at the side by side comparison, the ox laser was on the
lighter. Yeah.
It was on the left. This is the same. If I can hold them right. Here we go. That's the J-Tech with the same thing. Maybe a little bit darker, but I actually think this one looks better myself. But yeah, on the first one, the ox laser was on the left, and on the second one with the fill, this is the ox laser. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the J-Tech. I'm sorry, I'm holding them up. I had to see again. I can't tell. I had to look at the back to see what I had wrote on. So yeah, this is the J-Tech.
I really like the dark fill.
I like the dark fill on that.
And this is the ox laser. And for both the fills, it was really hard to tell. But again, just so everybody can decide whether they guessed right or not, the ox laser was on the left as well for that one in the video. So,
hey Dave,
like right
I have
here.
a question for you. How do you get the fill to work?
It's real easy. When you go to,
Quick engrave?
You go to the quick engrave, and then there's two little radio buttons. One of them will say outline, and the other one will say fill. And then you select the one that says fill, and then you can also select the angle, and if you want it to, let's see, there's another one where it says raster, where it will, if you just say the angle at 0, it'll sit there and do the fill like this. But if you say that, check that fill and that raster button, it will do the fill like this and like this. It makes it really dark because it goes over it twice both ways. But yeah, it's right there. It's right there in the quick engrave button.
Well, what do you use for your depth of cut then? Your settings that you had on there. Do you recall?
Well, what I do is I use the same depth of cut as what I have defined in the tool database, so that it's only going to go over at one time.
Oh, so like if it's 0.01, you just use 0.01 then, right?
Right.
Okay.
Or yeah. So whatever you put, whether it be 5 thousandths, 10 thousandths, whatever, if you only want it to go over one time, you put that as the depth. If you want it to go over twice, you could define it as 5 thousandths in the tool as the depth per pass, and then tell it to do a cut depth of 10 thousandths, and it'll go over it twice.
Do you have any problem with the amount of time you left your unit on? I know the JTech you can run seems like forever,
but we do have a viewer on Twitch. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, Landis. But both of these programs, the one with the fill, took about 30 minutes to do this. And of course, the one with the outline was only about 10 minutes,
okay.
8 or 10 minutes, something like that. So it was well within the recommended runtime, I guess, of the Ox laser. I wished I could have gotten the. Well, I haven't bought one of those. What do they call them? The DAC board, because I really would have liked to. Run a comparison test doing some kind of an image.
Because that's what I'd like to buy one and try that, because I did some today, the fill, because it ran for 3 hours. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, and you know, some of you may know that when I first bought that Ox laser, that first one lasted me, just a few days, and
I got one.
After it burned up and quit working, of course, fortunately, I'd bought it through Amazon, and okay, we may try to get to that. Yeah, after I called Amazon or got with Amazon, of course, they immediately sent me out a replacement. I had another one in 2 days, and I returned the other one. That's when I got to digging around. And when you start looking at the questions that on Amazon now, that's where you find the folks that make the Ox laser say, oh, well, you should run it, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then let it cool off. And I thought, oh, well, yeah, now I see that, because it was like buried in the list of questions that were asked by customers. And anyway, at the time that mine quit working, that first one, I had probably been running it 3 hours solid, doing some heavy fills and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, had I known that, you should stop after about an hour and a half, I would have. But the good thing, and again, this video wasn't to say that JTech's better than the Ox or whatever. I just wanted to do a comparison of what the final result of what you're burning, what it looks like. The JTech obviously costs more, but you can run it all day long, so that's a big advantage there. The other one's very inexpensive, so as long as you're doing shorter projects, it's going to be probably as good or as good a quality as the JTech. So
they have would you find that the support for JTech would be much better than the Ox laser?
Well, for sure, because the JTech are made out in Texas. Yeah. But, the Ox laser's on that slow boat. but anyhow, like I said, the whole purpose of that video wasn't to say this is better and this is, I wasn't even worried about that. I just wanted to see if when I do something like this, if somebody can say, okay, yeah, this is definitely this is definitely the Ox and this is definitely the JTech or vice versa, they're so close that if I, like I said, half the people guessed right and half the people guessed wrong. So I think that that says a lot for that little $90 ox laser.
Yep.
Which, by the way, if you want to get yourself one of those, there's a link in the description. So I did put a link there to that. And also, now that isn't really what I want to talk about tonight. Y'all probably thought that was what the topic was going to be tonight, and it is not. So let me just run through and catch up on the chat here. How long will the ox last? Well, I don't know how long it will last if you use it per their directions. It only lasted a couple of days if you just try to run the heck out of it, which they say you can't do. But we have to get ox on both sides. Now, I wasn't going to try to fool anybody by I don't know what this is. I'm going to say, Dave, my guy, you're a beast.
Well, Dave, I bought mine primarily since I don't make anything to sell. I don't need to run a long time. So was an entry level thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. For the price, it's not too shabby. And like I said, really, you think about it, now you wouldn't want to do this because it'd be too big a pain. But once you have it wired up, it's got a plug in the top of it. You could really buy like 2 or 3 of these if you wanted to. Run one for a little bit, then take it off and plug in another one and run it. And you'd be about the same, I guess. But that, the whole point of doing that, like I said, is just to see if people would be able to guess which one is which by the quality. There's Michael. He's helping Prince put his 4 down in the ring. Okay. Keep them working while you can, Mike.
Gussie Banjos is new to lasers, asking all the newbie questions, how to hook it up, and if he has to run a new wire and how to run it.
Yeah, actually, Jerry, the ox laser does have a fan, but it's a little bitty dinky fan that's sandwiched between the aluminum extrusion part that acts as a heat sink and the little board that's on top. And apparently it's not enough to do it. And I saw somebody, Gary Brady over here says, I run the ox laser for 2.5 hours and the temp only went up 70 degrees. And yeah, you can. Like I said, I ran mine about 3 before it finally quit. But, if you're going to try to push the envelope there, you probably need to add some other fans blowing on it or something. So, or make sure you're within your 30-day return time on Amazon. So, I'm past that now with this one, so I have to be careful.
Well, I will say, Dave, on my ox laser, when I start it up, that fan makes a funny little noise, and then all of a sudden it smooths out. So I don't know. It's probably not going to last long, but hey, like I say, it was a starter.
Yeah. Well, JTech, I've had my JTech I bought it about 3 years ago. And then what was funny is, I don't know if y'all remember me talking about this on the show, but I bought that ox laser. I used it for a few days or whatever, and then boom, it quit. And I was in the middle of doing something. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just take this out to the JTech laser and finish this up. And I went out there, and I'll be darned if the JTech didn't quit on me. But here's the difference. I'd had my JTech for a long time, and I sent Jay, I think the guy's name is Jay Johnson, I believe, at JTech Photonics. I sent him an email, and I said, hey, my laser quit. I need to see about getting another one or whatever. And he goes, well, what kind do you have? And I told him I had the 2.8 watt, and I've had it a while. And, I said it didn't stop I said, it didn't just quit completely. I said, it really was doing just like the ox laser did. You could still see the beam, but it was like it was a really super low power. It wouldn't even leave a mark. And he just says, well, don't worry about it. I'll send you another one. And he sent me another one, priority mail. So, even though I'd had that thing like 3 years, he just sent me I didn't send me the whole thing, but he sent me the laser diode, and it was easy to swap out. And, I was back running in a couple of days. So that's the difference, like you mentioned customer service, you're going to get much better customer service from that. Hobby's posting a link. Is that to the video?
That one is to the video of how to hook up a hobby laser to your CNC. That is one of your past videos with I believe Chipser was on it, and yeah, it shows most of it in detail as far as the hookup and everything with the JTech.
Okay. All right. Now, I knew this would happen. We started talking about lasers, and everybody's asking questions about lasers, which, like I said, that wasn't the main topic I wanted to cover tonight. So, I guess we're caught up pretty much on the questions here. Barry Curtis in the house. How you doing, Barry? Andrew Haig. Yeah, he's on. So, yeah, I mean, any of them aren't going to last forever, because that's what they are. They're a diode. They're going to burn up eventually. But
for $90, it's a good deal.
Yeah. All right, now let me get started talking about some of the other things, because what I wanted to cover tonight is, and I'm kind of hinted at this on Facebook. What I'm going to show is one of my Landis. Did you have something you were going to show us there?
Well, I go ahead. Yeah, I finished up some laser work today. I don't know if you can see it though. That's the trouble.
Well, hold it up here and let me put you on the solo. There we go.
That looks good.
Now,
that's what the feeling like you talked about.
Now, what laser are you using? You got a JTech?
JTech, and then this was the actual engraving or writing of the JTech.
Okay.
Both of them, no dots like they were talking. I know someone emailed you today to ask you about the dots on there, but I didn't have any dots on this either.
Yeah. Well, I found that when you're doing,
I have been doing pictures also.
Oh yeah.
Now that's with the board that you were talking about, the DAC board.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to get one of those, I guess, because I really want to get into doing that. I've been using that free plugin, that laser engrave plugin that comes with UC CNC software. And I've used that a little bit, but it's nothing like what you're using with that board. So,
what wood was the tray made out of? Mark is asking. Landis.
The tray is actually flooring, laminate flooring. I buy just a bundle of it for less than $10 the package.
Yeah.
And cut one piece in half, snap it together, put a little glue so it doesn't come apart. But it's just laminate flooring.
Cool.
They make great trays and they engrave great.
Nice.
Larry wants to know how to wire a JTech laser. It's really pretty simple. Well, I don't know if it changed. I see he says he's got a DAC board. But really, you're only going to have 2 wires, or at least the way mine runs. I'm using the PWM, and I just have the one wire going to the pin that it's assigned to, which in my case is pin 17. And then the other wire goes to a common ground. So I don't know, maybe if somebody's got a DAC board or something.
Well, the DAC board's the same. It's still one output going to your laser.
Okay.
But it actually comes out of the DAC board, and your inputs, for your steps and your direction, and then you have to have an output out of your board to an input at the DAC board, and you have to have one for enable. So you have to have three outputs available.
Okay. So that would be like 17, 16, and 14?
Yeah, that's exactly the numbers I use. 17, 16, and enable for me is 1.
Okay.
But then you have to configure it, so it's I use C since I don't use the C as one of my drives or anything, because it's a step just like the motors are.
Okay. All right. Is there any other lasery questions before we move on? We're already almost to 9 o'clock. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other topic I had. I didn't know we were going to spend so much time talking about the Ox and the JTEC, but I mentioned on the Facebook post I put that I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite accessories to my CNC. And for a lot of folks, I know there's probably a lot of folks out there in the chat. I see some fairly new names, so I'm guessing there's some folks out there that haven't had their machine going that long, or maybe they're still working on getting it put together. But one of my favorite accessories, and some of y'all may have guessed it.
Dave, you're not. You're focused on.
Still on me.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Is like this thing right here.
Oh yeah.
This is, and again, I call this an accessory because you can get by without one of these. I did for many years. But man, if you ever get one, especially one of the nicer ones like this, you never want to go back. This thing takes a little bit of getting it set up correctly. You have to have, if I remember right, it comes with
Dave, excuse me for a second, but there's a background noise that sounds like a whale song or something. Some clicking. It's a bit distracting. I just wanted you to be aware of it, or mute us if anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it somebody's chair squeaking?
I don't know what it is, but it's been on for
Could be a dog snoring.
There.
Well, mine are still awake.
Mine's snoring, so that might be it.
But I'm hearing a lot of clicking as well.
That could be me too.
Yeah.
I've been having that problem for a little while now. I can't find where it's coming from. Let me mute and see if you still hear it.
Still hear it.
Yeah, I still hear it. So it's not you, Russ. It's something else going on. I don't know.
Indicated.
Jim, do you have something like a fan or something next to your mic?
I'm on mute.
What, Jim? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Did it stop?
Yep, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's in. Sometimes it's as simple as an air conditioning vent blowing on the mic or something.
Yeah. Well, I've got where I turn mine up 2 or 3 degrees so it won't come on while I'm doing the show, because I got a vent right there that blows right on me, and the mic's right here, so I don't know if it would pick it up or not, but I usually bump it up. And that's why you'll see my face getting red and me drinking lots of water.
Yeah.
It's getting warm in here because I bumped it up where it won't come on.
I apologize for bringing it to your attention, but I figure, it's like I wish somebody would have told me about my air conditioner in the RV sooner, and I would have muted a lot sooner for that one too.
Yeah.
The other day.
But no, anyway, getting back to the thing. This is one of the nicer ones. I looked up a link, and again, the link for this is in the description if you want to get one of these. But this is, well, actually the link that's in the description isn't for one with a wire. The one I bought has about it's got a super long USB cable on this thing. It's about 15 feet long, but it's also got a magnet right here. These little 4 things are magnets, and so I keep mine on the side of that kiosk that I use. And I also have a little magnet with a hook where you can see I looped that wire and I kind of hook it on there. So I have it right on my machine. But these things are really great for when you're setting your Z-axis 0. You know, just, I mean, they'll do everything. You can hit the stop button, you hit the reset button, you can hit the reference button. You can turn your spindle on and off. And, you know, again, if you're using the laser thing with the spindle, PWM, that's good for that. There's even a couple of macros here where you can set up things. You can put it in the step mode, and really, when you first click it, it'll be like 0.1, and you can click it twice, it's 0.01, and you click it again, it's 0.001. So you can move this thing like 1,000ths at a time with this hand wheel, very sensitive. And these things are just really cool. So if you have had your machine a while and you don't have one of these, when money allows, you may want to think about getting something like that.
And they come in wireless and wired. What's your preference, Dave?
Well, here's my thing. I bought one with a cable, the wired ones, because I don't like fooling with batteries.
Yep.
But since I've had this, I wish I'd have bought the wireless one. And in fact, that's the link that I have down in the description is the one for the wireless one. But it's just like this. It's just this one has a spot for batteries, but if you look close, there's no little metal things because they don't put them in here because you don't need them. But they use the same body apparently. But like I said, I wished I'd have bought the wireless one now because I use a wireless keyboard and I go off all the time and leave that thing on for days and forget to turn it off. And it's not like it really hurts the batteries, I guess. So after having that, I'm thinking, man, I wish I'd have bought that thing because it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to drag that cord around and do it. But it's still a super nice pendant. Some of y'all may remember a long time ago, I bought one like this.
That's the one I have.
And this is also a really nice little pendant. It's not quite as fancy as that one. And I believe that one, I want to say I spent probably about $90 or $95 for the wired one. I think the wireless might be a little bit more than that. I can't remember what that link said when I got it tonight. These run about right around $40. They're real simple. It's just got this little, almost like the old-fashioned phone cords with a USB on the end of it. You just plug it in, and it does a lot of the same things. Again, the thing that I like about the other one is it's got that hand wheel, and this one does not. But you can still move the axis with these individual buttons here. You can see you got the A, Z, the Y. I can't move my fingers right, and then the X. And you can speed up the spindle. One thing I use this one for a lot is that jog right here, plus or minus. I like slowing that down on the fly. So this is a pretty nice little unit for about $40. Now,
yeah. Peter was saying that he likes the simple one because you can use it one-handed.
Yeah,
and you don't need to look at it.
It is simple. Now, something I want to show y'all, and I've still got it in the box here, but I've got another one that I purchased,
Yes, Sub Mustang. The pendants work well with the UC CNC.
Yeah, most of the ones when you look on Amazon, they always say they're a Mach 3 pendant or whatever, but they'll work with UC CNC too. Now this one, as you might notice, looks surprisingly familiar to this one. But notice the difference now. Well, I got my wrong hand doing it. They have like a little joystick thing here. And so now instead of having where you move all those axes with those individual buttons, plus or minus, you can just use this little joystick. And this one, I don't know if it's going to be replacing this one or not, because you can still buy these on Amazon. In fact, like I said, there's links to all three of these in the description. But this one is, you know what's funny about this? I don't know if this will show up or not. I'm going to see it. Yeah, I think it will. Can y'all see that spot right there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Yep.
It's almost like when they made the mold or something, there's a spot there. And on this one,
I can't see on that one.
no, wait.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the exact same
Mm-hmm.
smudge or whatever you want to call it. And I thought that's odd because I'm like, they're using the exact same back for these things. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. They both had that smudge on it. But anyway, I plugged this one up and played around with it. It's kind of neat. This one will work up to 6 or move up to 6 axis. And the joystick here, if you want to move the Y, you can move it that way, move away from you. If you want to bring it towards you, go this way. X like this. If you want to move the X and the Y together in a direction, you can kind of go, at that angle, and it'll move both of them. And then if you want to move the Z or the ZA or the B and C, well, actually, it's got X and Y on the first step. And then if you want to change it so that you can move your Z, what you do is you hold this down for just a couple of seconds, and you can't see it, I don't think. Maybe if I hold it right there. There's a little light that'll come on, and it'll jump down to where it says Z. And then when you move the joystick, the Z axis will move. And, of course, I don't have an A or a B, but you could move those as well by just holding that down, and it'll jump to the next one. But I thought this one was pretty cool. Maybe still not quite as cool as having the hand wheel, but still probably a lot better than this one because you got to move it individually with those things there. So. And this one, like I said, this new one I got is right around, I don't know, I think it was less than $40. So I just thought.
So with that one, that new one there, can you adjust can you adjust the steps on it like you do with that hand wheel? Does it just go by the amount of pressure you put on the knob? How fast it goes up and down on the Z?
Well, you can change the, it still has the 2 buttons down here where you can change the jog rate. Mm-hmm. As far as the increments, I don't know if it would. I don't think it'll do that. You would probably have to, how in Mach 3 or in UC CNC, either one, you can hit your tab button and that kind of a virtual pendant pops out.
Right.
And you can adjust the, whether you want it to move 1/1000th of an inch or 10/1000th of an inch or, whatever you want it to move, you can set it that way. I don't know. It may work like that. I haven't. I've only had this hooked up right here, and I saw the DROs on the Mach 3 move. So I actually didn't hook it up to my machine to see because I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a good question.
Does it have documentation on how to set it up?
What's that, Jim?
Does it have docs on how to set it up?
It does. You know, a lot of times when you get stuff,
how do you find the documentation? Because I've been looking on the reviews on Amazon, and a lot of people are just saying that the manuals are lacking.
For this new one I just held up.
Yeah.
Well, look, it came with this right here. Well, hold on. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Here we go. I mean, it's got. I mean, there's not a whole lot to these because, you know, basically you plug it in, and most of the stuff works. There's some additional things you can set by reading the directions and setting them, but most of the things work right off the rip just by plugging it in. But yeah, they say right here to open the BC axis while pressing the run key and the pause key for 3 seconds. So you just hold that down, and it will move it to the other axis. So I found it really easy to use, you know, compared to the other one where you had all that buttons. But again, I just had it connected. I just got it the other day. You know, you see it's
Hey, Dave, if you were to drop it and that joystick moves, will it take off on you?
Well, if you had it, it would probably move if you had it in the jog mode. But if you're running a program and you drop it, it's not going to.
I dropped my Xbox, and you know, and it ran my Z right down to the board. That's why I was curious, and so I had to put the safeties on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that, but again, I just wanted to bring this up because I saw this and I thought I'm gonna get one and talk about it because I know I've talked about these other two kind before, but I thought this one was pretty neat for really the same price as that other one that doesn't have this little thing on it. You know, this one's a lot nicer because you can move it without having to do those silly buttons. So a little better, same price. Now, I know some of you are probably going, well, Dave, you knucklehead, you've already got 2 pendants. What'd you buy another one for? And, you know, you're right. I don't need this one. So
I'll have it.
I'm going to give it away.
Woohoo!
And to be able to get in on this,
Yeah.
you need to. Now, again, we're I think probably 90% of the folks. Let me look over here in the comments again. Yeah, we still got a couple of folks over here in. Yeah, you're right, Jerry. That was the same thing. Had the same smudge on it, using that same old mold. Yeah, so most of the folks here are watching on YouTube. We got a few folks on Facebook, but we're broadcasting live simultaneously on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. So no matter where you may run across this show, and if you watch it, you can enter to win this Mach 3 pendant, or I guess I should just say pendant because I'm sure it's going to work with others as well, by putting in the comment, not in the chat, but in the comment, once this becomes a video, or, you know, you can put it in the Facebook thing because they save their comments. Here's what you got to do. Put hashtag I need that pendant. Or for you really old jokers like me, pound I need that pendant. So yeah, hashtag I need that pendant. Put that in the comments, and I will do a live drawing, a week from tonight, and I will put everybody's name that uses that hashtag in the comment, and we will do a drawing and give that away. Just because I like you guys. And I will, I mentioned the other week, I think it was, I do these shows all the time, and it's very seldom I get one of those. But I've had a few folks being very generous and doing the super chat thing here lately, and I'm thinking, well, I know I'm giving away the guitars, but that's just the once a month thing. I'll try to, if people are going to help support this channel and this show, I will try to give away stuff. May not be much, but I'll do what I can. So anyway, hashtag I need that pendant. Put it in the comments, and we will do a live drawing next week. All right. Anybody got any questions about anything? I haven't really been paying that much attention to the chat.
No, just regular. Does it work with Linux CNC? Rob Schuster wants to know. That's a good question. I'm kind of curious myself, but we don't know.
Well, I don't know, but I'm guessing there's a good chance of it because, like I said, when I plug this in, y'all want to see me plug this in? Let's see if I can get. Bear with me here a sec. I think this might work here. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can. Okay, I've got my Mach 3 open here, and let me just plug this thing in. Okay, it's lit up. Let's see what works on this thing.
Yeah, I just checked. It does work with Linux CNC.
Okay, I thought it would. Now I'm wondering, it may be that I have to restart Mach 3 since I already had it open. Yeah, because it may not be recognizing it here. And a lot of times that USB thing. Well, I thought it was going to work. But I probably have to restart this. I'll take that off while I restart this and we'll. Because I know when I got it in the mail the other day, I basically just brought it in here, plugged it in, and started pushing buttons and stuff was moving.
That's how I get everything to work. Just start pushing buttons.
Okay, let's see if there we go. Now my Mach 3 is not big like it was, but yeah. Well, it just did it. What's going on here? There we go. There's the reset button. Let's see what else I can get. There you can see the Y moving. And again, like I said, to change it to where it will move the Z, because right now it's set on the X and Y. You just press in on the little joystick and hold it for a second, and it jumps down to Z. Now when I move that, now the Z will move. And okay, now it's back to the X and Y. Now you can see when I kind of move it at an angle, it'll move the X and Y at the same time. So let's see. Yeah, the speed, the spindle speed, you can adjust. So, I mean, you can see all I did, of course, I had to restart Mach 3, but I just plugged it in, and I haven't programmed anything. Let's see, feed rate. Yeah, feed rate goes up and down. So pretty neat and pretty simple if all you have to do is plug it in. Now, I don't know if it'll work that way with Linux or not, but I would think so, that it would work the same way. So there you go.
Yep.
Somebody will get a nice little pendant next week's drawing. Let's see. Rob says, yeah, I bet it does. It was a guy that asked Dave for some help.
Fusion, Gussie was talking about help with Fusion 360, but that's
okay. Well, yeah, I don't remember what the something about moving Fusion 360. Let's see. Yeah, there's so many questions now. I don't know where that was. Something about moving from Fusion 360 to VCarve or something like that. I'm probably the wrong one to ask about Fusion 360 because I don't use it. I've tried it. I don't like it. End of story.
Yeah.
However, I don't know what you mean by moving it to VCarve, because if you're drawing in Fusion 360, I'm assuming it can't be that much different than drawing in SolidWorks, which I've done many, many times. And, you create a model and you save it as a, STL, I think it is.
You can save it as an STL, yeah.
And you bring it, you bring it into VCarve Pro or Aspire.
Yep. Or you also have the option in Fusion 360. They've got post processors. You can send it directly to a toolpath.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't even need VCarve.
You wouldn't even need VCarve, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, if anybody is fluent in Fusion 360 and they want to come on the show and we'll do a show about Fusion 360, I welcome anybody that wants to come do that. But I can guarantee you I am the wrong one.
And someone
about Fusion 360 because I got the free stuff and played around with it, and it's it's an Autodesk product. The same folks that used to make
AutoCAD,
AutoCAD and all that. And I never liked AutoCAD. It's just, as far as I'm concerned, once you use SolidWorks, you won't want to use anything else.
Each person has his own little thing that they're comfortable with. I'm more of an Aspire guy myself because that's what I got started on. Mark Lindsay has watch his show because he's got quite a lot of training videos. He answers a lot of questions, and while not so much on Fusion 360, he could certainly tell you how to transfer stuff back and forth from Fusion, even though it's a steep learning curve, as Mark just put it there. You don't really need Fusion 360. If you're talking about 3D modeling, that's a different story. But for something as simple as 3D CNC, it's overkill.
Well, yes, and the same holds true for SolidWorks.
Yeah.
As many of you know, I used SolidWorks for years for my day job because that's what they use. And I can tell you, as long as I use SolidWorks, and I love SolidWorks, but the amount of things I did with SolidWorks did not even scratch the surface of what that software can do. I dealt with sheet metal fabrication because that's, I worked at job shops. So I drew either machine parts or sheet metal fabrication parts with, folded bends for press brakes and stuff like that. I did assemblies, which you can do with both Fusion 360 and SolidWorks and stuff like that. But if you took, if somebody said, well, Dave, show me how to do routing on, and when I say routing, I don't mean CNC routing. I mean, when you do an assembly, you can do like the routing of pipes and things like, I wouldn't know where to start to show you that. I mean, that software is so powerful. It does so many things. And I just used a small smidgen of it for years. And that kind of translates over because when you're making a plate out of 1/2-inch steel plate, it's not much difference than making it out of wood because you're still drawing a flat 2D thing. So I could draw things up in that and still use them to, bring in the VCAR Pro and do my tool pass for the CNC router. And the same thing with Fusion 360. It does so much stuff that I think it's way overkill for, of course, a lot of people get it because, it's free to hobbyists and stuff like that. But it's a super steep learning curve. So is SolidWorks. When the company I worked for bought SolidWorks, and we were used to drawing in old stuff called, I can't even think of the name of it now. I used it for years, but it was just a 2D CAD CAM package, TechSoft. That's what it was. And, I used that for years, but when he bought SolidWorks, we were all lost. We're like, man, how do you work this stuff? And it was only after they sent me and the other guy in the office to a class where they started showing you how to get around the interface and how you do, and then we learned the right way to do things. That's all I needed. And I was off and running. But to just get it and play around, think you're going to learn it on your own? Nah, you ain't going to. It's too complicated.
You got to spend an awful lot of time. Patrick's workshop, I know, is he does a lot of stuff with 3D modeling and custom 3D modeling and stuff. And he just recently picked up Fusion 360 and dedicated practically 24 hours a day to learning it. And after a few weeks, he's become close to a master at it. But he's still there's still a lot to learn. But it takes a lot of time. You just have to dedicate yourself to it if that's what you want. But for CNC, my feeling is it's overkill for CNC carving.
Yeah, it's definitely designed more for machinists and big business and stuff like that. It's not a hobbyist tool, even though they let hobbyists have it for free. So, all righty. I think we've covered everything. I hope we got everybody's question answered. We still got a bunch of folks watching over there, mostly on YouTube, looks like. Does anybody have any other questions before we get out of here? Jerry Coleman, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you asked me earlier if I got your video, and I did. And are you going to put that on your YouTube channel? I know you got a YouTube channel. Are you going to put it on there? If you put it on your YouTube channel, I'll be able to share it in the playlist. Now, I did take the files you sent me and did like a condensed version and shared it to Facebook just so folks could see it. But yeah, if you can put that together in a single video and put it on your YouTube channel, I'll add it to the playlist. And I'm anxious to see what Jerry Brown did too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, if you had a minute, I did have a couple more projects to show you that I did on my Gatton this week.
All right. Well, that's I've been trying to get folks to send me pictures and stuff. They show them off on Facebook. Nobody ever sends me pictures. So, yeah, hold them up there.
Yeah, focus on him there.
And then this was from the Vectric package that they give you free.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this was one of the 3D carvings. You can see that.
Yeah, that's very nice.
It's pretty thick, as you see.
Yeah.
And my last one.
Ah, nice. Crown of Thorns.
Was for someone who was doing a wedding and they needed something to put their cupcakes on. So I made one, just a simple circle with the CNC.
Yep. I love doing stuff like that where you're just making tabs and slots and everything.
Yep, that's also my favorite as well.
Yeah, they're nice and simple, like you said, and it kicks them out all day long. I made one. They said, "Can you make two?" I said, "Not a problem. Just push a button."
Yeah. It's the way CNC works. You just push that button and boom, project spits out the other end.
Of course, they expect to pay you the same way too.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about it. But yeah, when I showed that little video of my ridiculous stepper knob thing, my little carousel thing, it was all with slots and tabs and stuff. So in fact, it fits so tight, I almost didn't even have to. If some parts aren't glued, they're just pushed in, and the rest I just use some quick CA glue on it to throw it together. But anyhow, let's see, we got everybody. I do appreciate the thumbs up. I know some folks have been over there talking about the thumbs up. I appreciate those. And if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I guess we'll get out of here. Larry Curtis says, and your machine was in the back and Google what is a Gatton CNC. That's one thing I probably should start doing at the beginning of these shows, because, I've done so many of these. I just kind of can, assume everybody, when they come to watch this, they know who I am and what I do and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I'm sure there may be some folks out there that tuning in for the first time or only watched a couple of times and don't really know, don't even know about a Gatton CNC or a GarageWorks CNC. But I make both the parts kits for the Gatton CNC and the GarageWorks, which you can see both right there behind Landis there.
They're both fantastic machines, both of them.
And also this show is basically, again, if you're here for the first time, we're basically here to talk about not just my machines, but pretty much anything, that has to do with the kind of a general CNC thing, like pendants and lasers and all that kind of good stuff. So that's what we do. Mark says, I thought you was a country boy who made cigar box guitars for his dogs. Well, yeah,
I didn't know Jack played.
I kind of do that too. But
yep.
Anyhow, well, I guess we're going to get out of here. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, I apologize for the switcheroo on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with that. I really don't, because I thought I had it nailed this time, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to go set up a a thing on YouTube, because that's what I was doing before. I would hit it with StreamYard, and then I would go over there and I would see it, and then I would edit it, put all the stuff in and all that. And I thought, okay, this time I'm not changing the title. I'm going to leave it. And it said Dave Gatton live stream. Well, now when I look at it, it says CNC with Dave Gatton, which is what I would have changed it to, and what I did change it to last time. So I'm still scratching my head about that. But so I guess the best thing to make sure you get on the right stream every single time would be to hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell, and you'll get notifications saying when we go live here.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll try my best. If it does happen, I do try my best to send the new link on the old chat so you guys can get over here in case that happens.
And we were talking about it. Well, wait, did we talk about it? Maybe we talked about it after we went live or before. I can't remember. But I think by next week, everybody here that's on the panel will be able to see the same chat that I see.
Yep, you did.
And I don't know if they're going
looking forward to that.
I don't know if you'll be able to highlight them and stuff like me. I would think if everybody's doing that, it'd get real crazy. But
yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, keep everybody in mind about the door-in thing. I don't know. I was telling Hobby earlier before we went live, I don't know how they know that thing's going to make a right turn, because I mean it's the path of it has been going
there's
pretty straight, but now this morning on the news they were saying it's going to take a right turn and go parallel, which
no one knows for certain, but it's hugging the high pressure that's going in there, and that's why it's slowing down, because the high pressure that's been pushing it all this time is the center of it is further and further away. So now that it's getting to the edge of it, it's I mean, they know their business to as much as you can with because they're never 100% accurate, even from one day to the next.
Yeah. I was just telling Hobby earlier, though, I hope that because they're now saying it's going to take a right turn, that all those people that might get complacent and go, oh, well, we can take the plywood off the windows and stuff now, and then it doesn't take a right turn and go straight. That could be bad news. So Steve Atkins says it's a woman. It's
2 days ago it was a category 3 or 4 hitting Miami, and then it was going to go up and be a category 2 up in my property in Central Florida. So I was going to get hit twice. And then today I'm just thankful that it's out to sea, and more as time goes by, but there's no guarantees. It's still not here.
All right. Joe must have missed the beginning of the show, because the next live drawing that I mentioned at the top of the show is going to be 9/21, the third Saturday of the month. When we do the guitar giveaway. So, all right, I guess we're going to call this one done.
Yep.
Thank you all so much for the thumbs up, and thank you all for tuning in and watching. And it's so cool to have, I know we don't have any Twitch or Periscope folks. Somebody will stumble across that one day and go, what the heck is this? But we do have a few Facebook folks. We got George here, trying to get him a pendant. So make sure you come back and watch next week, because we'll be doing a live drawing for that pendant. And I'm going to try to. That's why I wanted the hashtag where I could search and find who all did it. Because I'm going to try to take the time to type everybody's name in that little spinny wheel. I think that'll be. Remember the wheel I just did numbers last time?
Yep.
But I'm going to try to take time to put, unless I'd have like a gazillion of them. I don't know how many folks will want that pendant. But anyhow, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys for being on the panel tonight. Y'all are welcome anytime. And that goes for the folks out there in the chat too. Anybody want to come be a panelist, as long as I got room, we can do up to a total of 6 people, including myself. So anybody wants to come on, especially if you know we're going to have a topic where you want to add your 2 cents worth in, all you got to do is let me know. If I got room for you, we'll send you a link in here. So anyway, thank y'all so much. Guys, as usual, you don't have to leave when we sign off here. You can hang around and we'll chat for a while. And I guess that's all that's left to say. Oh, and by the way, it's Labor Day weekend, so everybody be safe out there, not just with the hurricane, but whatever you're out doing on this long weekend, be safe. And, you know, if you're traveling or anything like that, be careful because there's lots of knuckleheads out there. So have a good weekend. And I guess all that's left to do is say good night. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, all. Have a great week.